Well, here we are now. How are we, Lovie? Carl, how are you?
I'm good. It's been a lovely week so far, hasn't it?
Go on, it has been.
Busy all week. Well, it was lovely because we had, a very kind of momentous moment for the two of us as a couple.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Go on.
We did.
I'm afraid what you're going to say here because nothing happened.
We did something for the first time ever. We went to a gym class together.
Oh, we did actually. Yeah. Now, in saying that, we have been to the gym together, but never.
Maybe once or twice ever.
Have we done spin together before? No, we haven't even done spin together. Yeah, okay, we did. We went to the gym for the first time together.
So it was actually an actual class. We joined a gym kind of close enough to where we live.
You had always been in it and I was in another gym and we just said, do you know what, let's amalgamate together.
So it's one of those like group training places called Rocky Fitness.
Yeah.
And I have to say it was very good, but it was also
enjoyable. Yeah.
It was nice going together, wasn't it?
Do you know what, Carl? I couldn't stop looking at you. No, I know that sounds so strange, but like I'm not looking at other people when I'm in the gym.
Way.
No, just being like, oh, there he is now.
Well, do you know what I
sweating his titties off?
do you know what I kept thinking?
What?
While we were doing it.
Oh, go on. What were you telling me?
No, it's actually surprise, me thinking about myself.
What?
I was thinking about there's certain moves that you do in the gym,
right?
Where, like, you'd be very worried of your sack popping out. If you're wearing shorts, right?
Right.
There's just certain moves. So there was ones we were doing where.
Sorry, what were you doing that your sack was? Sorry, what?
Butterfly sit-ups, right?
Right.
So you have to put your 2 feet together. Maybe this wasn't in the class that we were.
No, it definitely wasn't with me because I was like, I didn't do that.
Put your feet together like sole to sole.
Yes.
And like how would you describe it? It's like your spread eagle essentially.
Yeah, diamond-shaped legs. Yeah.
And then you're doing sit-ups.
Yes.
But like you'd be just worried something popping out.
Carl.
I'm just saying.
Come on now.
I'm just saying. And then the other thought I had in the class that we were doing.
I'd have no fear of something popping out from you. Go on.
And then the other thing I was thinking during our class was there was a lot of work where you were like lying on the ground, right?
Was there?
Yeah, we were like lying on the ground doing certain exercises. Maybe that wasn't.
No, it was. No, sorry, you're not remembering any of our class.
This was a different class that we did that I did during the week. There was a lot of like lying on the ground, and there is no greater indignity when you are an unfit person,
right,
than doing a floor exercise and having to roll yourself over like a beached whale to try and get back up. Because the more and more bollocks you get, the more and more effort you have.
It's real cumbersome. It's real like
flop over. Like, and then you use your 2 hands to push yourself up. And then, fucking go again. And then you just start a new round. And it's so embarrassing because you've got other people who are way fitter than you. And they're just like jumping up and like there they are in the middle of things. And you're there. I'm there like something from, I don't know, a David Attenborough documentary.
Yeah, I know.
Flopping over.
Oh, God.
But it was lovely.
It was lovely. And do you know it was really nice? The fact that the one that we did go together, because we were trying to go 3 times a week each, but the one that we did go together, I was like, Carl, we've effectively, we've won already because we've gained an hour.
Because we both went together.
Yes.
Because Auntie Emma was at home. Auntie Emma was at home minding the kids. So essentially, rather than it being like
an hour
2 hours of our time, it was only an hour of our time.
I was like, that's a smart way of looking at it.
But you still need the childcare, though, is the only thing.
Oh, I know that. Yeah. But we had it. It was fantabulous.
We should try and do a class a week.
Yeah.
See how long
I can look loving at you as you sweat your titties.
I can't believe you were looking at me.
Yeah, because I was just like, oh, I love him. I don't know how awry I do, but I do. Considering he thinks he's going to be popping out his bollocks or something.
You were thinking you loved me and I'm worried about a ball popping out.
I know.
Well, I'll tell you what, the other thing actually want to talk about from the week is actually something that happened only 45 minutes ago.
Right, go on.
We were putting the kids to sleep. Yeah?
I know what you're going to say.
Okay, so I often get in trouble for how, I think this is a real dad thing where you get the kids all worked up before bed, where you're tickling them and you're having the crack with them.
Carl comes in from work at 4.
Wired.
And it turns into absolute, they're all chilled and everything's in its place. Carl comes in and it's like,
it does.
Dad's home.
It does actually turn into chaos. It does. Well, the chaos very firmly came from Ash's camp today because we were, first of all, we had dinner and it was lovely. And we said to the kids last night, we were like, okay, if everyone's really good tomorrow, and if we have our nap, and we're all very kind to each other and all of that kind of stuff, because they're at the age now where like Davey and Ayla are tearing lumps out of each other. So we're like, if everyone's really kind, we can watch dinner in the sitting room and watch a film.
We do it on, we call it Mullan Sunday.
Yeah.
So Mullan Day Down, like Davey calls it. And so his treat now on Mullan Sunday. It came from, we were watching Dance with the Stars last year, and because we had to watch it at that time, we were like, how are we going to get dinner done and everything? So we started having dinner watching Dance with the Stars.
Yeah.
So it became a Mullan Sunday dinner in front of the TV. So it is like a real big treat for them. It's lovely.
So now they're all excited because we're into October and it's all like Halloween. So we said, we're going to watch a Halloween movie. So Ash had the idea of, let's watch the
Corpse Bride, Tim Burton. Because Davey keeps talking about wedding. He's gone a wedding Auntie Emma, he says.
So, well, because they love Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
But
and I was like, a Tim Burton special. Let's move on to Corpse Bride. I probably should have gone with, is it Coraline? Probably should have gone that route instead.
Now, bear in mind, this is like a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I actually said beforehand, I was like, are they not going to be a bit scared of
Carl,
that?
you hadn't seen it.
Okay, but in my head, the Corpse's Bride was a clue, right?
No, not the Corpse's Bride. The Corpse Bride.
The Corpse Bride.
The bride is a corpse.
So that to me was clue enough. And you were like, no, it'd be fun. Because you used to love mad films as a kid. So anyway, about 20 minutes in, everyone's finished their dinner and I was putting stuff in the dishwasher and Davey came in to me very sheepishly.
He did.
And he just said, Daddy, I don't like that film. And I was like, for Christ's sake, it's definitely way too scary. So anyway, went in and like obviously didn't want to react to it either. I was like, oh no, it's fun. It's very fun and all of this stuff. Anyway, that's fine. The Corpse Bride finishes and then it's time
Not
to
even
cook.
finished. I had to turn it off.
To turn it off,
Yeah,
right?
because I had to change it to something like Corey Carson or something.
So then we
There you
went
go.
up to bed. I was bringing the kids up to bed, but you were upstairs. I thought putting baby into bed, but then you were in the room hiding on Davey.
No. I was putting clothes away.
Okay, and then you
Right? Yeah, it wasn't just.
you were
I was
just
about to say
sitting there.
flicking my bean. Like.
So you were there hiding in the room. So he walks into the room and you scared the absolute shit out of him. Now he loves that.
No, I didn't.
He loves when you're
I
like,
didn't shout because baby
No.
was asleep as well. So I went up and pretended to be a dog. He was like,
yeah, he does love getting
he does.
a fright.
Yeah,
Like.
so he loved it.
So then that was fine. He thought that was gas or whatever like that. Then I brought them into the bathroom. They're both brushing their teeth. They've this new gas thing where basically I tell them, okay, I'm going to close my eyes. And then you tell me surprise. And then I'll open my eyes and you show me how sparkly your teeth are.
Sorry, did you think you came up with that?
I definitely came up with that. I 100% came up with that.
Okay,
Ash,
go on.
I 1,000,000% came up with that.
Go on.
Because the funniest thing is now, you'll have Ayla and she'll be like, Daddy, close your eyes. Surprise! And she shows you her teeth. So anyway, we're in the bathroom. They're going like, Daddy, close your eyes. They show me their sparkly teeth, all that stuff. Everyone's delighted. Time for bed. Brilliant. We go into the room. I'm getting Davey into his bed.
And Davey then was like, I need to find Mam. But I was hiding in his bed.
She was in the bed.
So Davey's like, maybe she's downstairs. So he goes back downstairs and you can hear Carl being like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
This is the longest bedtime ever. So anyway, eventually Davey goes, oh, I don't know where she is, goes to get into the bed. Ash is in the bed, scares the shit out of him again. So
No, I didn't like
Yeah, he loved it.
He did love it.
He had so
got
much
in,
fun.
He got into bed beside and he's like, oh, mommy. And like I was like, oh, Snuggly Sunday. So this is obviously going to be a new thing now on Sunday now again, Snuggly Sunday. He loved it.
Well, they were just wired going
Also,
to bed
coupled
for
with the
ages.
fact that on Monday night, do you remember I went into Lidl and I bought the Halloween face mask?
Yeah.
I was like, this Jack Skeleton. So they were still awake when I came home one of the nights. So I popped it on my head because they're going mad. So Ada at the moment, she woke up one morning and Davey was like, oh, it's Jerifor. And I was like, she's like, what's that, Davey? And I was like, oh, it's October. She's like, oh, it's October. It's nearly Halloween. So we've had this from the 1st of October. So that night when I was out, I went into Lidl and they had these little Halloween masks. So because she's obsessed with Jack Skeleton, she sleeps with him every night. I bought these masks and I snuck up to the room. And Davey knew it was me coming up alongside his bed. So he knew it was my body. But then when he saw my head, the mask was on. He's like, Mommy, no.
And then you wonder why Ayla at the moment is going through this stage where she'll look out into the garden and be like, there's a ghost outside, you very scary. And it's like, no, there's no ghost outside.
No, that came from your mum.
And then there's part of me going, is there a fucking ghost outside? Like,
Well, the other morning,
is the house possessed?
Davey came into me before we got up for school. He's like, Mommy, make room for the girls. Like, what girl? Now, there is a girl that we have, like a Halloween decoration.
Called Girl.
And Davey calls her Girl. He's called her Girl since he was 2. But I was like, what girl? I was like, is you remembering? This is before the Halloween talk came along. He's like, the girl, she's beside you with pink hair. And I was sitting there being like, sorry, what?
Jesus, Mary Joseph. I'll tell you this.
I was like,
now.
oh, come on, girl, with the pink hair, get into bed.
I promise you this now, right? See if ever some sort of a poltergeist was to come at us in this house, right?
Yes.
Say if I was woken up with the poltergeist, I would be downstairs with the keys in my hand saying,
take it.
I take the kids and I'd be like, take her. I'd be like, she's into her. She knows what to do. Good luck and thanks. I'm out of here. See all that in movies where you see them staying in the house going, oh, we'll just get a priest. Fuck that. Get out of the house.
Sage the house and stuff.
No, gone. We're going down to mum and dad's house or your mum's house and we can wait until the house gets...
Not going down to your That in itself is a poltergeist house. Go on, go on. Sorry, Margaret. Go on.
Right, what about you, wife? How are you, Lovie?
Well, Carl, do you know what? I had a fabulously, you said the same thing as well, a fabulously busy week.
Oh, it was. But it actually did feel like a nice...
It was a nice amount of everything.
Yeah.
Like we had... From the get-go, we had aunties coming and going. So my sister was flying back to France.
Yeah.
You're a sissy wissy Emma. You've got 2. One of them lives in London. The other one lives in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So the other one flew back to Vietnam. So naturally that brings on goodbye dinners and everything. And then, so we had a goodbye dinner in my mum's house for my sister.
Yeah.
And I could not stop laughing at you, Carl, when we were out for dinner at my mum's.
Why?
Because at one point, my sister and I were sitting in the sitting room with the kids. And then you were like, Martina.
Yeah.
Martina, I love how your chicken is always so moist. I was like, sorry, what? Says the man that barely puts a chicken in the oven. I love how your chicken is so moist.
It was a very moist chicken.
And then you were, this is before it's even, you hadn't even tasted it. She hadn't even, like she was dishing it up. And then you were admiring her flowers.
In the garden?
Yeah.
They were beautiful.
Carl.
She had a beautiful garden.
She had a beautiful bush as well.
I bought your mum a little sign for her garden.
You did. Go on, tell her what it says. Tell everyone what it says.
What does it say again? Does it say gardening? Because there's nothing better than a well-trimmed bush.
Yeah.
And your mum thought this was hilarious. She loves it.
That's what she said.
Me and your mum are pals.
I know you are. It's
And
gross.
I have to say, I was like, genuinely watching her cut up the chicken, and I was like, that looks sensational. So I had to say it out loud. I've said it. I've said it out loud before. If I had a death row meal, it would be a mixture of my mum's Christmas dinner. Potentially, I would replace the turkey and ham with lamb that my mum makes.
Your mum's lamb is fab.
But other than that, it would be like, a Sunday roast / Christmas dinner from mum. And your mum's pasta bake. I would bathe my feet in your mum's pasta bake. It is
So, well, if
absolutely
you were thinking about it,
incredible.
you could ask for both. Eat your mum's dinner and bathe your feet in my mum's pasta bake.
Perfect.
There you go.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So I appreciate Martina's good cooking.
Oh, do you?
Thank you
Okay,
very
right
much.
there you
And
go.
then she's like, it's one of those situations where it's proper mother-in-law where like
Piles on the food?
No. She'll pile on the food for me. She'll be like, Carl, do you have enough there in the plate? And I to say that if I have the plate of food in front of me at chest level, I can't see the TV in front of me.
Not that we eat the dinner in front of the TV.
High.
You can't see the person in front of you.
It is
Yes.
stacked so high. And she'd be like, Carl, do you have enough sauce there? And she's coming over and she's putting more and more on your
And
plate.
my sister and I are served morsels like crumbs on our plate.
It's so good.
Of course, Carl
So
Mullan is the
good.
son that she never had.
Yeah, we're absolute pals.
Oh,
we always
yeah.
have been. Go on, Martina.
Yeah. And then I suppose, so apart from going to everyone's houses for bleeding dinner, that's probably why we caught up on so many things. So I wasn't cooking so much food. We got loads of house shit done. We had lots of like moving stuff around rooms this week. The kids' wardrobes got done.
We were getting a wardrobe built for the kids in there.
Yeah.
Which meant we had to move what was previously into
Yes.
our room, but then get shape on our room first. And yeah.
Yeah, so that got done. I have all, you can only kind of like a declutter of their wardrobe. Like summer clothes done, winter clothes are here. your auntie from America will send over 10 billion jackets and jumpers.
She gets dead.
So she gets really nice stuff. And I was just like, do you know what, Auntie D? I was like, I don't need any more jumpers or jackets for Davy. We're like,
good.
the girls absolutely get them stuff, but Davy needs nothing because he's a whole like stack of them in the wardrobe. And then it's got, everything streamlined, and I did a stock take. I'm just trying to get everything sorted because I know we're in October, but when I go back to work in the new year, I'm still trying to get it nice and streamlined for your poor level of executive function, and it's just going to turn into a bit of a shit show when I go back to work, won't it?
Sorry, where did that come from? Sorry, literally, I'm sitting here listening to you going, God, this is absolutely lovely. And then bang, just threw a hand grenade at me. No, do you know what?
What? Go on.
I'm going to stop you now.
Why?
Because
Go
actually,
on.
that's something I've noticed in all the episodes.
What?
Do you know one thing this podcast has taught me you're really good at?
What?
Having a little snipe.
Oh, sure, we'll go on.
You,
Yeah.
you're really good at knifing anyone around you without them realizing it. And then it's just like, what? What just happened?
What did she just say?
So
Did she say that?
No, I'm actually now I'm making an executive decision for the podcast.
Okay.
Anytime you take a snipe, right?
Yes, yeah.
We're going to create a section for it in the podcast, but you have to save your snipes for that specific podcast. So if I pissed you off, if I've done anything during the week, you have to save it for a specific section.
Okay.
We'll do it at the end of the podcast.
All
We'll
right.
do it today for the first time ever.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if anything I've pissed you off with this week,
Okay.
because I actually think it would be cathartic for you, and
Right.
it saves me from getting sniped at constantly during every bit of the
Fine.
conversation. Okay?
Fine.
All right.
Right, moving swiftly on because I got all the clothes. The odd socks, lads. I got odd socks sorted.
So I saw there was a good few emails coming in
There
during
was.
the week.
So I will, when we talk about the emails, I'll tell you which method I've gone with.
Right.
Okay. But I will say I chucked a whole load of them. But then naturally, because I was fleecing through all the clothes this weekend and getting stuff sorted, there's more odd socks. So now I've kind of started from ground zero and I'm going to move with those ones. And then, dinner today. I was lazy as fuck with dinner now, but it was actually fab dinner.
It was lovely dinner.
We had stuffing, we had roasties. I just did everything. I went in because we were meant to go to dinner to your mum's, and we didn't end up going. So I was like, I need to go down and get something stuff because I had nothing prepared. So I got everything that was like tray baked effectively. So I got like mashed turnip, mashed potatoes, croquettes. I made roasties. I got a big old turkey.
Oh, the little boned and rolled
I got
number.
cauliflower cheese.
Beautiful.
There was loads. There was actually loads. What else was there?
It was heaven.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Stuffing. You made your gravy. It was lovely.
It was absolutely
Yeah.
sensational. So I thought that was fab. Lazy, but it was amazing.
Sorry, I sound lazy here because every time we talk about making food in this house, it's always you.
It's always me. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Okay,
Then,
start
like, it was
making
just
more food in the
like a
house.
lovely week. It was just really busy. Then we had like Davey's newest thing now. It's like, can we go on a family walk? He loves his bike. So like before dinner, we went on 2 family walks today. He loves cycling on his bike.
So we got him a little balance bike.
Yeah,
for his
Ayla has one
birthday.
too. Now she's slow
She's
and
still,
steady.
She's still learning how to use it. But Davey, he proper took to this like a duck to water. Like, so his birthday was back at the end of July, and he is flying on the balance bike now. But I'm telling you now, if you are a parent listening to this and you are thinking to yourself, Jesus Christ, I would love to have a brisk walk again. Because if you don't have kids and you're listening to this, one of the first things that goes out the window as soon as your kids get to the point of walking is
Yeah.
a brisk walk.
Yes.
Because when they're walking with you, you have to go at their pace. So there's no such thing as going out and getting a bit of a sweat. Or
2
getting
steps forward and 4 steps back.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Whereas the balance bike has gifted us back a
Yes.
brisk walk.
Because in fairness, he did have a bike and he had another previous balance bike. It was just too heavy.
Yeah.
So I did all my research and I got we went to Decathlon and got an aluminium frame one.
Yeah, it was lovely.
And Ayla got a little one as well, but not from Decathlon. Again, aluminium frame because they're so light.
Yeah.
And the minute he was on that, he just took off. But like he's balancing, like he's ready for pedals already, and he's had it about 2 months.
He was going down a hill today and he was able to put his feet up on the thing. And I was like, Ash, look, he's proper balancing.
Yeah.
And it was actually such a proud dad
Oh,
moment.
Carl.
I was just like, he's ready. He's ready for a pedal bike. And he's not going to need stabilizers. Oh, I'm going to be a wreck when he gets on a bike.
But the
for
pace,
first
the
time.
pace is amazing. So like every morning now, we're out walking. Well, not every morning after school, we're out walking.
Two
It's
of us
fab.
were like busy business bitches
Yeah,
walking
that's what I'm
around the
saying.
road.
Carl, my step count. So just bear this in mind. we've both been to the gym 3 times a week.
Yeah.
My step count is way up because he's flying along on his balance bike and I'm pounding the paths with the girls in the buggy, walking Angie. I got a Pilates class done and I did yoga.
Wow.
So I'm telling you, I was like on top this week.
You know what's great?
What?
We just make sure this keeps happening because you know one other thing I noticed this
Tell
week.
us what?
Your mood was
Oh,
absolutely
shut up.
fantastic.
I went for dinner with the girls. Do you know
You
what I?
did.
Do you know what I did when I went for dinner with the girls? Do you know what I did before that?
What? What?
I tried to do a get ready with me for Instagram.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Carl, it's so fucking hard. Like
are you
I would not be like as in yeah, get out, you know, your shower and like your makeup.
Hang on. So wait, were you like?
I was in a towel.
Oh right, so you had the towel on.
Sorry, no, Carl, I was stark naked with the tits around.
You
Like.
did. Wait, so you had the towel on.
Yeah.
So what did you say to everyone? Hey guys, get ready with me. Did you?
No, I didn't put it up because needless to say, it won't be going up because I am so allergic to that.
Hey
no,
guys,
God,
get ready
no.
with me.
Yeah. I don't even think I said, or did I say to get ready? I can't remember what I did. And then I was literally talking, I had to go feed baby and all of that jazz.
The greatest lesson I have learned over the last few years of doing, well, actually, just in general, when I proper started doing Instagram, right? The greatest lesson I have learned, and the greatest lesson, like if anyone asks for advice on like, how do you get started? This is how you get started. Stop giving a fuck about what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
I know I know that sounds like it's also easier said than done, but oftentimes we'll not upload something because we're thinking about what someone else will think of it.
Okay.
And if you can stand over it and you're like, do you know what? I put a bit of effort into that. Someone will enjoy it. Upload it. As long as you're not offending anyone or saying something that's like shitty, I think go for it.
Well, fair effects to Carl. Needless to say, I will not be putting up my get ready with me video. Now, I will say, look, I've been winning in most areas this week. But however, I haven't showered in 2 days, haven't washed my hair in 4 days. I have been to the gym and I've been swimming as well. In that meantime, I was kind of hoping that the chlorine would just level it all out. Like. But sure, look.
I did think in the bed last
Oh,
night.
shut up.
Fishy smell.
Carl!
Sorry.
That's coming from your own job.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, it was a cheap joke. It was a cheap gag. Right, so normally we do mulling it over at this stage, but I want to give that a little bit of a rest for today, okay? Because I mentioned this earlier on, and you also mentioned that we've a load of emails to get to.
Yes, yeah.
So I would like to introduce a new section. This is more so for my sake, and I think it will be cathartic for you. I think we need to open up a part of the podcast where you can actually air your grievances with me
Oh, and I'll have a lot of them.
from throughout the week. Or maybe I'll have some as well.
Maybe you will have
But I
some.
think for the most part it'll be coming from your point of view, all right?
Right.
So if you, rather than you taking a snipe at me during
That's so hard to do.
during our catch-up, right?
Right, come on.
We will save, if you have a snipe,
Yes.
we'll save it for this section. Sniper Alley.
Is that what you're going to call
They're
it?
going to call it Sniper Alley.
Sniper Alley. Okay.
So let's enter Sniper Alley.
Oh,
I'm
God,
ready to
right.
go. What do you have to say? What? Because you were starting to mention earlier on.
I didn't really mention anything. I just mentioned that I know when I go back to work, or in general, Carl, I have to be soft. Your executive function.
Oh no, that's fine. I can take
Yes.
this. I can take this.
Yeah, right.
Go on.
Carl goes into like quiet mode. So tonight would have been a prime example.
Right.
I was putting baby into bed. And then I had the kitchen cleaned before I brought baby up to bed after I cooked the dinner. Thankfully, you put 2 plates into the dishwasher. As Right, go on.
This is grossly unfair. But please continue. Okay. Right. Go on.
So I cleaned the rest of the kitchen, wiped down the counters, all that jazz. Sorry, do you think you wiped down the counters?
No, I didn't. But hang on. Okay.
Sorry, go on.
No, come on. I'll have my right to reply in a second.
Right, okay.
I'm going to fucking combust.
Well, fucking compulse because bar you putting in 2 plates. Sorry. I will apologise. You did empty the dishwasher to enable you to put 2 plates into the dishwasher.
It was way more than that. Keep going.
Right, okay.
Right.
And then, anyway, I put Baby into bed after feeding her. And then Carol was getting the kids dressed and ready for bed. So I came back down after doing the whole Disneyland bedtime that I inflicted on the kids this time round. And this is where I do say to Carl, he never closes the circle, so the executive function. So like the kitchen was clean when I left it and it was still clean. So I went into the sitting room thinking, right, everything is done because the kids are in bed. Hallelujah, right? Yeah. The sitting room was an absolute shit show. There were nappies, like closed up. Nappies, wipes, clothes, everywhere. So when Carl changes the kids, he's like, yeah, take all their clothes off, puts creams on, whatever needs to be done, and then put their clothes, like their pajamas on, right? And you could be sitting with them or playing with them while they're like, watching a bit of thing before they go to bed. But you'd never pick up the rest of the stuff. So generally I have to come in after you've put them down and pick those piles of clothes up. And I'm like, I've even made it easier for you to say, you can put those clothes in the utility room, in the little basket I have in the utility room, rather than going all the way upstairs. Now, equally, it'll be easier as you're bringing the kids up to bed to bring those piles of clothes and put them in the laundry basket. But no, I've made it easier for you saying, if you're putting the nappies in the bin, bring the clothes in with you and put them in the utility bin. But neither are done. So I've given you two options and neither is taken. Because in your eyes, you're like, I have dressed the kids. That's all I need to do.
No, it's not that. So this is oftentimes where we end up getting at loggerheads, right?
Right.
Because you operate at... Ash is always operating 457 steps ahead of everyone else, right? I think it's a nurse thing, right?
It's not. I've had to do it because, Carl, you don't do it.
You are... So the thing is, Ash you'll get pissed off at me, right? About having not done something, right? Even though I fully intended to do it, but you just got there before me. So say, for example, the clothes.
Sure.
It was like getting everything ready, getting the kids. Now, to be fair, right?
Yes.
The two kids are at a stage now. Well, one, they were wired because they were shitting themselves after watching The Corpse Bride. So the two of them were absolutely wired. And
I gave them ice cream.
I gave them ice cream and a gingerbread man, right?
It was only a small piece. It was the last piece of the biscuit.
Because
it was Mullan Sunday. Mullan Day Downing.
Were absolutely wired. So I was trying to get Davey into his pajamas, and he started this new thing as well. It's a proper lad behaviour. He thinks it's gas to moon people. So you're trying to get him changed. He's like, "You, Dad," and he's mooning you, and you're like, "Davey, will you come on? We're trying to get up to bed." So he's there like running around the place. They want to get chased. They want to get this. I'm trying to get them changed. There's so much going on. Then I'm like, right, there's an opportunity. Get them up the stairs. I fully intend, when I come back down, to come into the sitting room and go about my business and pick everything up. But what? Oh my God, Mother Teresa. She got there before me. And she's picked it all up. And then you walk into the kitchen and it's like, well, there's a fucking tip in there. And I'm like, I planned on cleaning it up. But you just got there first. That's always what I intend to do. Anything where I don't close the loop, I do plan on coming back. I just don't know when.
Exactly. So we're 4 years into having children now, and every single night, Aisling cleans up the sitting room.
How? Yeah.
Sorry. No. I did make point last week. The more Carl knows that he's wrong, the more high pitched he gets.
You clean up the sitting room while I'm upstairs putting the children to bed. So would you like for me to put the children to bed and clean the sitting room at the same time?
No, because normally I would be in cleaning the kitchen. But tonight, I got the kitchen done before the kids were while the kids were in bed. So I had time to do the sitting room. But normally, when we're like having a bit of time to ourselves, I don't get to sit down because I have to clean the sitting room before I get to sit down. This is normally after the kids go to bed.
Please tell me that somebody is listening now who can back me up on this, right? Please. Whether you are a wife or a husband or whatever, just a partner of someone, please tell me that this is an argument that you have as well. Because when those situations come up, I'm like, what did you want me to do differently there? What did you want me to do differently there? The children got put up to bed, and while I'm in the middle of putting them to bed, you're like, Jesus Christ, he's after leaving the place in an absolute state. Oh my God, look how brilliant I am cleaning it all up. Oh, and then you talk about me patting myself in the back, and then every single day he's like, Ash is like, oh, you couldn't do that yourself, so I did it for you.
Do you want me to tell you what I would want you to do?
What? Go on.
All right.
What?
So after you change their nappy, bring the nappy in and put it in the bin, put the clothes in the utility space and wash your hands after changing the nappy. So what this tells me is that you're also not washing your hands after changing their nappy. Boom.
Anyone else listen to this who's with a nurse? Can I just say, God help us.
Carl, it's nothing to do with being a nurse, Carl.
Help us.
It's nothing.
You are a pain in the hole.
It's nothing to do about being a nurse.
Okay, well that was a very healthy trip through Sniper Alley
Cathartic,
today.
wasn't it?
Have I made it out alive? That's the main thing.
Of course you have. I still love you. I'll still go to the gym with you this week. Okay, so I'm going to do shout out to our listeners. So our listeners have emailed into howareyolovie@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. So I asked last week for what to do with odd socks.
Go on.
Because I was putting lots of them into, not lots of them, but I was just getting dismayed with the amount of socks that I would put in and that into the washing machine, and they would come out as odd socks. And then I'd throw them into a bag and then nothing would happen with them.
Just the usual mundane, boring shit that
Yes.
like, could actually do your head in.
So I put a call out to be like, what do people do with their odd socks, or how do they pair them up, or what do people do?
Yeah.
So a lot of emails came in and said like, look, embrace the odd socks. I'm totally all for that. But not like, I can't do that when I go to work because I need to have my black socks. Davey loves wearing shorts, so he likes to be in matching socks.
He's very like you as well. He's very particular.
He's very
I
particular.
actually don't think he'd tolerate odd socks.
No, and the thing is, when he takes his socks out, you know, when he likes to, Davey spins socks and says they're car wash brushes.
Yeah,
So he's been doing this since he was 2. He's obsessed with car wash brushes.
dressing up for Halloween as a car wash. Auntie Emma, who just went back to Vietnam, has made him a car wash brush costume.
Can't wait to see that. But he would spin them, but if they're not a pair, to him that's not a set of a car wash,
Yeah,
because
it's a fair point though.
the brushes of your car
It's a
wash
fair point.
are the same on either side. So yes, so pairs would have to, for the moment, need to stand in the house. So anyway, I'm going to go with this email. Came in from Kelly Papas. She said, how are you, Lovie? How are you getting on? So she has a few tips for the odd socks. Personally, I have a little box or corner in my own and in my kids' drawers where I put the odd socks. So each drawer would have a little section for the odd socks.
Oh, okay. A dedicated section, right?
Yes, in each room. So you'd have yours, I'd have mine, and the 3 kids would have theirs. So I still put the odd socks away in their respective rooms. Then every few weeks I go through them and pair them up. Any socks left over after that are a few rounds of sorting, become a rag for cleaning the bathroom and throw them out.
Oh!
Yeah. So another tip is to put them straight into laundry bags before they go into the washing machine. I've attached a photo. Now, I've thought about this one because we do have like a laundry bag, like a little, it's like a little underwear bag. Your sister brought it back for me.
Oh, right. So, okay. So all the socks go into the bag, so at least they're not getting thrown around with all the rest of the washing.
So she's actually very kind. Thank you, Kelly. She attached a photo of ones that she would recommend. She says you shouldn't lose any in the wash and you know who owns which sock. And then she goes, easier for Carl to give them back to the right kid. So I like Kelly because she's already thinking of Carl's mind.
Don't all yous be joining her side now.
And then she said, my final tip is just to give in to the odd socks. So I'm all for odd socks because in fairness, I generally, if I don't have time in the mornings, mine are odd. It's just when I go back to work, generally when I'm in work, mine cannot be odd. So that was a nice one that came in from Kelly.
The worst about white socks is, I find, because I often would buy like the same type of white sock.
Yes.
Then you might get a white sock that's newer than the old one, and one of them has like been like mixed in with stuff. So you'll get something that's like not really white anymore. It's kind of grey, blue.
So why don't
white.
you just throw them out at that stage, Carl? Because that's probably one of the ones that'll circulate about 6 times with the hole still in it.
Possibly. I wonder if this one of them.
Oh,
yeah,
Carl.
Look, it is.
Does it have a hole? Carl!
No, it doesn't have a hole. But like, look at the colour of that.
I know.
Look at the colour.
I see. I know when your socks. I don't even pair yours because I'm like, I know you're not even arse pairing them. So I just throw your bits into that pile. And I'm like, off he goes because I know he's not arse pairing them. So I just throw them in.
And they just go straight into the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I will say is I think I'm going to go with Kelly Papas.
The first one.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds
I
to me
think
like
I'm going to
the most.
put the socks in their respective drawers. and then I'll go into them in a couple of weeks and be like, so every month I'll have a sock day.
I'm happy to do sock day now. I'll take that on. I'll take on sock day. You needn't look at me now like I've just shat myself.
No, the only thing I'll say, I'm happy to give you this, Carl, right? I think you will struggle and we'll end up having to redo it because Baveen's and Ayla's socks,
They're very similar, to be fair.
they're similar. And
They
what
are.
I've done now is I've gotten them the same socks. So they're just different sizes.
I'll tell you this much now. There's just so much about girls' clothes that I'm still learning about.
You are. Save that for no, you need to save that for another time, Carl, because that's a whole other thing that's probably another sliper alley thing
Oh my
with the
God.
huge dress and the girls.
It's so confusing. Does this one go on forwards or backwards? Anyway, yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it another time.
Now, let's swiftly move off odd socks.
Right.
I want to go back to an email we got last week because you were talking about being clamped. This is probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And there was an email that came in from Joanne, and she was saying that she used to take the calls from the people that who got clamped.
Yes, and we wanted to know what.
So she was
what
on
the
customer
nature
service
of the
for that.
calls.
Yes. So I asked her last week, let me know. So I mean, like, look at the length of this email. I got a long email. Okay. So Joanne Grace. Hi, Joanne. Hi, guys. Following on from my last email about being a customer service agent for a clamping company, about 5 out of 10 calls were straightforward. Payment taken, job done. The rest were awful calls. We used to get threats. Wait to hear this. We used to get threats from people saying they were going to get us after work. We were always safe though because the office where we took the calls wasn't the registered address online. It was actually a PO box for safety reasons.
No.
Wow. Yes.
What?
Yeah. Other types of calls were people who had arrived at the hospital for an emergency and had left their car in the set down area and got clamped while inside. We would get the blame if someone they knew had passed away, etc.
Now, I'm not
in those
I'm not
circumstances.
condoning the abuse, but that is a situation where I do think it should be a case of like, yeah, that's fine. Once you appeal that, that'll be sorted.
Yes, yeah. So I, as a student nurse, when I was in training, I parked in a clearway area. It was only a clearway for certain times of the day.
Oh yeah.
And I parked going into shift, parked in a clearway. Didn't realise. And off I went. And when I came back out of 12/13 hour shift, 14 sometimes, I was
you were
clamped.
clamped.
Yeah. Raging.
Oh, and also student nurse as well, 125
Yeah.
quid. Like,
Yeah. And then the next time I got clamped, it was on a clearway again. Didn't learn my lesson.
okay.
Anyway, back to Joanne's email. So that was one thing. Then she said the drivers all wore stab vests for safety and got jumped a lot. Now, wait till you hear about this part. In answer to Carl's queries about how he could be clamped so quick after only leaving the car for a short time, where I worked, some drivers sat in their cars watching and then they'd strike once the time lapses. I've known drivers to hide in bushes, wait for someone park on a double yellow, run into a shop and bang, clamped.
Shut up.
Joanne, I love the way your email flows. I love it.
Because I thought, like, with clamping as well, there definitely is a grace period. Because even when I was done, they say time of observation and time of clamping.
Yes.
So essentially that, like, and it's like a 10-minute window. So essentially they'll go, right, this person hasn't paid their parking and I'm starting observations now.
Yes.
And then they'll say the time that they put the clamp on.
Yeah.
Which is 10 minutes later, just in case in the 10 minutes you come back. So it sounds to me they're like,
they're
no,
waiting.
good looking, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was like, Carl's going to love this. Yeah. Then she goes, the reason drivers, so then this part is similar to what I was saying. The reason drivers have up to 2 hours to return is because the person who puts the clamp on, the person who applies the clamp, must remove it. It's all for commission purposes. So they get paid commission. So where I worked, you can't declamp if you didn't apply it in the first place. So the driver could be off in a different area and could get stuck in traffic or might have an incident at another declamping job. So that's kind of in line with what I was saying last week.
But sorry now, and like fair enough, but like that's what a load of bollocks of a process. Because like at the end of the day, if they're working off commission and whatever, like forget about like whether there's moral issues and all of that, right, around people working off commission for something like that. But like it's recorded who clamped the person.
Yeah.
So this whole idea of it having to be someone else who declamps it, that's a nonsense.
But I suppose it's more like they're the witness to why they would have clamped.
Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose because realistically, you're probably going to get grief, and then
Yes.
the person who's coming back. Yeah, but then also as well, like that probably makes it easier as well. If someone who hasn't clamped you comes back to declamp you, if the person's like, I wasn't the one who clamped you,
Yeah,
so I
but
don't have a
sorry,
clue.
but then sometimes you're like, don't shoot the messenger. That doesn't work.
Oh,
Yeah. So then, Joanne, I've worked in customer service for 17 years and I could literally write a book on the stories I have. Oh, Joanne! P.S. I also used to work in a call centre where we answered calls on behalf of hundreds of different companies, and one was a lift company. So if someone was stuck in a lift and pressed the button, they'd get us. Those calls were tough, especially with claustrophobic people.
Oh! Now we need more on that.
I know!
Oh my God. If anyone here works in that, or if Joanne, if you want to give any more details on that.
Joanne, I've often thought, right, if you do get stuck in a lift, or whoever like wants to chime in on this, if you get stuck, see, I'm a person like I'm always like an apocalypse planner. So I would think of like the quickest route out and things like that. Like, what's my safety plan? Okay. So if I was stuck in a lift, what would you do if you need to go to the toilet? You'd have to go in your corner. And what happens if there was more than, what happens if it was just not just you stuck in the lift?
Oh, but sorry, that must happen. People must piss themselves in lifts.
Or they'd have to
worse.
just.
Would you, like, Jesus.
Would
now,
you?
if I was stuck in that
Right.
yeah.
Would you wee yourself? Or would you,
Say to everyone.
I have to do this, I'm sorry, and go in the corner? And then we'd all be standing in each other's wee and potentially poo.
Whoa, what would you do?
What would you do, Carl?
Or, like, see, what I try first is I'd be like, lads, I'm really sorry, I'm in a bad way here. I think I'd see if I could force the doors open slightly to like fit my lads through and piss out that way.
Yeah, but you're a lad. There's no option for a girl. Like, we'd have to see, does anyone have a bottle?
Could you lie down and like
Aim it through a tiny crack that possibly not be there. All right, Carl.
Okay.
Right.
What would you do?
So then I was thinking I would probably, I wouldn't want to wet myself because then you'd be in it and you don't know how long you're going to be in there. So
What?
I think what we would probably end up doing is
nightmare.
one of us would probably have to take off a garment and sacrifice the garment so it's not going everywhere.
Yeah, but that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
That is a good idea.
Or a
So
bottle.
if there was a bottle, but there probably wouldn't
Yeah.
be. Like, oh my God, that is such an interesting dilemma. And I guarantee you
Yes.
that happens daily.
Joanne, if you can share any insight on this, how would you go about going to
Okay.
the toilet when you're stuck in a lift?
Genuinely, if there's anyone who has ever worked for a lift company who's taken calls from people stuck in lifts, I'd love to hear that. How are you, Lovie, at gmail.com.
Anyway, signing off from Joanne.
Joanne, unbelievable.
Thanks a million, Joanne.
What a great email.
I thought that was a great one.
And as we always say, anything you want to get involved with, anything that we spoke about in today's episode, or anything you just want to put to us, you can email us, howareyoulovie@gmail.com. We love hearing from you guys.
Okay, so I think probably, Carl, we should sign off for this week. What do you think?
Yes, I think so. Don't forget to rate, review, share, and subscribe to the podcast.
And thanks a million for listening. Tune in next week.
Good luck. Have a great week.
Bye.